Yeah, hi everyone and welcome along to Newcastle. Pretty breezy, bit of a crosswind to say the least, but stamina aplenty in this opening contest, and it's the longest race on the card. And the market suggesting here that maybe just 3 of them count for win purposes. Edward the Ninth, who's definitely got an appealing profile, having run second on his stable debut for Ruth Jefferson just 28 days ago. As I say, second on that occasion. That was a big improvement on anything shown prior. And there are 1 or 2 sort of proven individuals around here. Quercus Rober, who likes it at this track, but hasn't yet won over this far around this course. Gastronomy also with some previous course winning form. And I think Real Harin's quite a big price as well, back on the flat today. For trainer Ben Haslam, Andrew Mullen takes the ride. Pretty consistent individual, 40 to 1 with 3 places. Might be a little generous, but they continue to load up. Both of us, another one who looks to have pretty strong claims here. Not out of the first 2 in any of his latest 4 starts. Billy Lochnan taking the ride. And the runners heading in. Edward the Ninth now at even money. Both of us at 11 to 4, 5 to 1 stand strong. And it is 14 to 1 bar those. Just a couple out of line now. Reel her in and stand strong. Just about ready. Lined up. And they're off. The first of 9 at Newcastle. The free bets on attheraces.com handicap. And in the breeze, they head on up the home straight for the first time. Quercus Rober along the inside of the warm favourite Edward the Ninth in the noseband, and they are a couple of lengths ahead of himself, who's a little wider out of the only mare in the field, Reel Her In. They're in 3rd and 4th. Another length and a half back to Team Endeavour, who's racing side by side with Gastronomy, a circuit left to go. Both of us with a couple behind, the first of those, Billy No Mates, and finally Stand Strong, as they now make the left-handed turn out towards the far side of the track. And Quercus Rober, a 4 times course winner here at Gosforth Park, although never over this far, is leading by 2 to 3 lengths now from Edward the Ninth in second position. Edward the Ninth, who put in a much improved display over Track and Trip 28 days ago, and a short price to go 1 better here this afternoon. And they're followed on the runaway from us by himself, who's in the mauve-coloured jacket up towards the outside of the nose-banded Team Endeavour. Then comes Reel Her In back on the flat today, and then both of us over towards the inside in the navy blue and white. Billy No Mates is still well back, along with Stand Strong, who's over to the inside, and also towards the back end of the field at Gastronomy, as they make another left-handed turn now, and they're about to enter the back straight and running on into the final 1.25 miles of the journey. And as they do so, the field stretched out by around about 10 to 12 lengths, still being towed along by Quercus Rober. To in second position, Edward the Ninth, who gets a nice toe in with back in 3rd himself. And then a 3-length break back to Team Endeavour, who's narrowly ahead of Reel Her In. A length and a half off those is both of us, who races on ahead of Gastronomy, and the back couple, Billy No Mates and Stand Strong. On they go now to the halfway stage of this free bets on attheraces.com handicap, and still Quercus Rober in the hands of Jason Hart, dragging the field along a couple of lengths to the good. Over Edward the Ninth, who races in second, a length back in 3rd himself, 3 away to Team Endeavour and Reel Her In. 1.5 back off those is both of us, who's a neck in front of Gastronomy towards the outside. Stand Strong is in second last, just in front of Billy No Mates, and they are still around about 10 to 12 lengths off the gallop, which is now Still being set by Quercus Rober, but they're going a bit faster. Quercus Rober upping the ante on the home turn. Leads by around about 2.5 lengths over Edward the Ninth and himself, who are now side by side with back in fourth Team Endeavour. Further back then to both of us, with in behind runners Gastronomy around the outside, then Stand Strong from Billy No Mates and Reel Her In plummeting to the back of the field, has backpedaled rather quickly. Less than 3 furlongs to go now. Quercus Rober leading them home down the centre of the track. Off in pursuit is himself. To the far side and needing a bit more Edward the Ninth, with both of us trying to pick up in behind them. They make the run down towards the final 300 yards, and it is still Quercus Rober hanging tough. From on the outside himself, who's giving chase. Both of us is staying on well in between runners, and then in fourth and looking held Edward the Ninth, and Quercus Rober slowly but surely being reeled in by both of us, and both of us now noses to the front. They're well inside the final furlong. Billy Loughnane on board both of us goes on into the lead and is going to win this opening contest, going away by 4 or 5 lengths. Both of us really consistent type. Scores once more, beating Quercus Rober, and back in behind them himself, Billy No Mates some late headway down the outside of Team Endeavour and Stand Strong.